Good morning. Thank you for sitting here with me today. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? What's your name?
My name is Benjamin Washington, and I'm here with Pure Justice, representing Pure Justice.
Thank you, Ben, for sitting here. The topic of discussion today will be bail. And my first question to you is, what do you think about people sitting in jail behind an accusation that may or may not be true?
That's it's ludicrous, you know. Ain't nothing can be done sitting in a place of confinement. Can't nothing positive, can't nothing constructive come from that. Time taken from your children, from your wife, your girlfriend, or what may have you. You can't work. If you do work, they want 85% of the money that you made. What purpose is it serving? You know, especially on some accusations that may not be true.
Right.
And then when I do go through the process or the court system of trying to fight it and get out, I still have lost everything. I speak from experience on that, you know.
So, how does it make you feel to know innocent people are actually sitting behind bars simply because they are too poor and can't afford to pay a cash bail?
To me, and I'll be honest, I feel like everything America try to portray or say they stand for or they about is a lie, you know. It ain't no liberty. It ain't no justice for us all.
I dig it.
You know, you gotta be in a certain financial bracket, part of a certain ethnic group. You know, that's crazy.
So, did you know, and this is actually according to the Kinder Institute, that over 40% of Americans and Texans can't afford a $400 emergency? So if anything was to happen that would require them to have $400 right then and there, over 40% of Americans can't afford it. What if I told you there's people sitting behind bars right now on low-level charges because they couldn't afford to pay bond, and some as low as $100? Like, how would that make you feel?
To be honest, it's true. You see it every day. You know, you got brothers in there that sisters too that if anything they stole something to feed their children or to make a way for themselves. It ain't no form or reform or rehabilitation. You sit me right here in the same spot of people who think more perverse than I. You know what I'm saying? I might not think perverse. I might not want it to be a thief or a murderer. But the cards that I was dealt put me in those situations, you know. But if I would have had the right surrounding or the right friend around that, you know, instead of telling me something, show me something. Teach me something. Learn me something. You know what I'm saying? Like you have. Instead of giving me fish, show me how to wire up this rod myself so I can go out here and catch a couple more fish. That way I can feed the next brother, teach the next brother how to fish, you know? I understand where you're coming from, Mr. Roshan. You know, that's something that do need to be addressed.
Do you think some people are actually sitting behind bars straight from an accusation that have not committed a crime at all?
Oh yeah, you got people sitting behind bars simply on the fact that, what can I do? I don't have nobody who have my back who can go talk to a lawyer, or I don't have no money to where I can stand up and fight and go to trial. No.
Do you feel communities are safer by releasing those that can afford a cash bail over keeping those incarcerated that may not have the money to actually bond out, and why?
I feel it would be safer, and I'm gonna say I want to put this on America's mind. Some of the ones that are incarcerated are fathers. They are big brothers. They are grandfathers. You know, the ones who want to see the community shine, that look out for the children. The ones y'all should keep at, that y'all should give a bell, them pedophiles. Folks that constantly do the same thing over and over. A habitual offender. Y'all will get them bun, OR buns, lesser time. But a person out here that's trying to make a way out of no way, you throw them under the bus. You want to throw them under the prison. Mama worked 2 or 3 jobs just to feed the rest of the kids. She don't have enough money to come bond Junior out. So Junior just lost and trapped in the system.
And and just because Junior can't afford to pay a bond, does that make communities safer because he's in jail and couldn't afford to pay a bond?
No, because while you over here messing with Junior, you don't overlook Adam, John, who actually doing the crimes, you know?
Do you know what a PR bond is?
PR? I ain't never had a PR bond. I
Okay.
know an OR bond now.
So a PR bond is a personal recognizance bond. It's granted by a judge once the review of an individual's case and criminal history has been completed during a pretrial hearing. In plain language, to me, it's simply freedom for those that can't afford to pay bond. And it's better used when dealing with those that may be less fortunate or have a lack of funding. So, have you been incarcerated? I believe you said you
Multiple
have.
times.
Okay. And did you get a bond?
Once or twice.
And could you afford that bond that they gave you?
Once, twice, but you made it so hard. It's just like I can take you to an instance where I'm in college, doing what I'm supposed to do, taking the steps that I need to take to be somebody in this world. A friend called me, say, hey man, my lights got cut out. I got a couple of things old lady bought from Walmart. I ain't got my ID. Will you take it back for me? Nah, I'm just being a friend. I'm doing what Americans do. We buy stuff, we return stuff. Now, it's not my place to dig off in his business and see what he got going on. All I know, you needed my help. So we get to Walmart, go to Walmart, take the stuff in. Police come in. Don't make me pull out my weapon in front of these people. What you mean? I ain't run, I ain't resist. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? You put me in handcuffs. Then we go outside, you search the vehicle we in, you find school books. You find reports and progress reports from teachers. Okay, you tell me you see what I'm about. You see what's going on. You look at the camera, you see from the instant when I walk in until I got to this service discount. I ain't never been in Walmart. If you look on this camera and find me in Walmart more than this one time, take me to jail, I'm guilty. No, you guilty. Possession 9/10 of the law. How can possession be 9? It's just like me giving you a gift and telling you happy birthday.
You remember how much the bond was that they gave you?
The bond was $2,000.
And was that so with that $2,000 bond that they gave you, that was 10%, which means if you could have came up with $200, you could have been released, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long did you have to sit in jail behind that $200?
And I'm gonna be honest, if it wasn't for my mom and my sister, and the fact that I was going to school, and the instructor spoke up for me, I would have sat in jail.
For how long? How long did you sit there before you was released?
6 months before I got my first court date.
Wow. Wow. Okay. When you were incarcerated, sitting there waiting to see if somebody would actually can get you out, did you see other people there that had similar charges that you were on that actually paid their cash bond and got out immediately?
They wore my skin color,
But you seen them.
but I seen them.
If so, do you think by them being able to immediately bond out on similar charges that you had while you had to wait and figure out, if somebody could come up with the cash, do you think by them immediately bonding out that made communities safer by keeping you in jail and letting them go free?
No, it didn't make the community safe. Because in reality, my intentions is way different from his intentions. His intention was ready to go out there and smoke some more milk. I want to go to work. I want to go see my lady friend after I get out of work. I want to make a difference in somebody I bump into throughout that day, But it's like, and I want to put this in the right way. It's like they try to take our positive role models, our influences, things that mean us sentimental value that will help us get to that next step in life away from us, so they can put in they little figures, or they can control our mind to where we'll follow what they want us to do. It's been that way beforehand the time, you know.
How do you feel about a bond, no bond system? Meaning all accused of certain crimes are either held or released despite paying any cash bail. Or, in other words, how do you feel about just abolishing cash bail in general, just wiping it out? No cash bail. It's either I'm going to release all of you with these crimes, or all of you with these crimes, I'm going to keep you off.
It depends on the nature of the crime. Like a theft, I feel like the bond should be what you stole. You pay back that restitution. That's your bond. Like you say, some people can't afford. And then it's some people in there that want to pay their debt to society. I'd rather give you this 10%. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if the bond was the amount of whatever you stole, a lot of people steal because they didn't have it to pay for it.
You're right.
So now you'll be stuck in jail, still behind a dollar amount that you can't afford.
No, because if you run it like that, and a person is able to plead their case, somebody gonna have compassion in their heart. Because in reality, they going through that same struggle too. They trying to feed their kids too. They trying to raise their children. They trying to patch a hole up in their roof too. They trying to keep gas in their car too. So why should she have to suffer? Because she wasn't out here trying to do something that she wanted. This is what she needed.
So let me rephrase the question. If we did away with cash bail or kept it, well, the problem is with cash bail. People can't afford it. So if we did away with cash bail in general and said people with trespassing charges or petty theft charges or whatever kind of charges are no bail, just release you, give you a court date, and then kept other charges that may be more serious, like murder,
Yeah, you're right.
rape.
Or you can,
How would you feel about eliminating cash bail?
you're right. But only reason I say it'll be a conflict of interest because you will have those who do the little white collar crime. You get, it's like you not being held accountable. Now some people, they need to just be let go. If I sit here, I'm just thrown away. I can't be who God made me to be. I can't serve the world the way God set it up for me to serve the world. You got me locked in this box. If anything, turn it into community service. There's a lot of cleaning up around here need to be done. There's a lot of buildings that need to be renovated. There's plenty of ways to pay back the debt to society, especially if your heart good. You know, if that's the case, you want me to pay bail? Release me to a contractor who gonna put me to work to where I can make some money to pay you. And then too, they need to have it set up to where the bail agency, you have it, you work with your client to where you not pushing them back in a hole. You trying to help them come out this hole. I meet brothers every day that going through the system, innocent. It's like they're trying to make money hand over fist. I'm gonna charge him. Then you go to court, you'll drop this and try to get me to plead to that. No, when you're wrong, you're wrong. Ain't no plea. You know what I'm saying? So, you're right, it need to be reformed. It need to be took back to the drawing board, reconfigured. Not just by the people who sit here who want to make the money, but the people who have went through that struggle and had to pay the money. You know, a person that haven't been in that situation can't sit here and tell you how they feel. They ain't never sat in the cell. Want to be at work. I don't want to lose my job. I got 4 hours before I get out of here, and I can still make it work, keep my job. Because if I lose the job, I'll be back behind on child support.
Which is another problem.
Which is another problem. You know what I'm saying? So Something really need to be done about that. It's not just in Texas. That's all over America. Somebody is sitting in jail because they on a petty charge at that. Hearsay. No.
Well, thank you, Brother Washington. Thank you for taking the time out to sit with me.
I appreciate you interviewing. You know, my first time sitting in an interview, you know. I don't get to speak my mind that often, you know, so I had to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And until next time.
Have a blessed day.